All right, it is time. Speaking of food, it is time for Love Letters to Kellie. And now I'll tell you why I said speaking of food, because today's episode of Love Letters to Kellie is sponsored by some Every Plates.
Yeah, Anna let us know earlier this morning that today is National Ditch Your Resolutions Day, but it does not have to be that way. If one of your resolutions was to save money by eating at home more, because Every Plate can keep you on track with that resolution. And with our special code that I'm going to give you in a minute, you can get started with Every Plate for just $1.49 per meal. And I do not know how they do that because the price of groceries right now. But anyway, there's something else. Every Plate is also offering $1 steak with every order. 10 ounces of high-quality steak for just $1 every week. And as always, you get fresh ingredients, easy-to-follow, delicious recipes, cheaper than groceries or your average fast casual meal. They have so much variety, over 25 new recipes to choose from every week. There's nothing worse than having to, what am I going to fix tonight?
Yeah,
That's the
for real.
Yes.
That's fear. That grips you with fear.
Uh-huh.
And they also have customizable options for those trying to follow a certain diet. And with Every Plate, you can stick to those resolutions with more money in your pocket, more steak on your plate. Sign up for America's Best Value Meal Kit today and get that $1 steak every week. Amazing meals for $1.49 with code KIDD49 at everyplate.com. That's code KIDD49 at everyplate.com.
All right, here we go.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
I have been with my husband since I was 17 and he was 19. My husband works out of town most of the week and he comes home on weekends. After a 7-year struggle with infertility, we finally had our son. My husband decided to get a job closer to home to be with us. And after 3 years of working at a job that he hated because he was not a boss like at his old job, he decided to go back to his old one 2 hours away. Our son is now 6 years old and in kindergarten. Every day I'm dealing with packing lunches, giving baths, making dinners, doing bedtime, all doing it alone. I have anxiety and it's hard for me. He asked me if I wanted to have more kids, and I said no. He makes good money, and I was willing to do all of this alone so he can have the dream job and be happy. But what bothers me the most is when he's at work for the week, he goes out to the bar across the street from his work multiple times a week. I'll call him, and he's always busy eating dinner and having drinks with all of his buddies there. He then tries to call me when I'm trying to get our son to fall asleep. He's living his best life at work, and I'm starting to resent him. Lately, he is home for the weekends. He is easily agitated and short with me and our son. I feel like he actually misses being at work, living the easy, carefree life where he doesn't have to answer to anyone. He used to help with bath time and pajamas when he was at home, but he doesn't do any of that anymore. And if I ask for help, I'm told later or that I'm being a nag. This resentment is driving us apart. I can't even talk to him about it because he thinks everything is fine and becomes defensive if I do bring it up. I don't think there's another woman, but what should I do, Kellie?
Well, I just, I get it that we all feel like I do everything and he does nothing and vice versa sometimes. But, I mean, I'm surprised you're not more worried that your 6-year-old boy doesn't have his dad there. Because, I mean, this is a very formative time in your son's life. And these are the memories he's making that he's actually going to remember making.
Yeah.
You know?
He's going to remember dad's not there.
He's going to remember. So I think that's very important that, I think that's a very big piece of the puzzle that's missing here in your letter. You didn't, is there not an option of you moving to where his job is?
Huh.
I mean,
Yeah, why not move closer, right?
Maybe a little closer so he can start coming home. A lot of people who live in big cities commute 2 hours every day.
Yeah.
Because they make the choice. I want to live where there's, land out in the suburbs. So
Right.
I'll drive and sit in traffic. They don't even have to drive that far, but the traffic makes them sit in traffic, sit in their car for 2 hours every day.
Even if you move in an hour closer, that's still better than 2.
Yeah.
And I just have a feeling, I don't know what is going on in your house, but the minute he walks in the door, I think a lot of times men come home and it's just like, boom, boom, boom. This is what's wrong. This is what you need to fix while you're here. Here's the list of to-dos and stuff. And I'm not saying that, you're wrong that you are handling the burden of your son during the week, but y'all have set it up this way. So how can we set it up a different way? That's what I would look at. Is there a possibility of you living closer to where he is? Is there really, maybe there is no option for him to find a job closer to home where he's happy and fulfilled, and that's what I would look at.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be another option because fussing at him about it's not going to help.
Right.
Communication is I think communication could solve 90% of the problems I get written to me about.
Maybe even therapy. I don't think he realizes that.
Well, therapy's great, but I mean, there's also got to be maybe
Couples
the therapist. There's got to be a solution here.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we can just keep on keeping on and just. I mean, of course, he's by himself every night. He wants, you want socialization. You want to go out with your buddies. He doesn't have any cares when he's out there. You're right. He doesn't have the responsibilities you have, where you have to be the responsible one at home. But change it.
Yeah.
You don't like it, change it.
There you go.
I don't think he's realizing he's missing things that he's never going to be able to get back with his son.
Well, I think that's sad.
That's sad.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie. Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
My question is concerning a friend. A good friend of mine is twice divorced. The first marriage was because she was pregnant at 17 to a man in the military. It only lasted a few years. Her second marriage was in her mid-20s. It lasted almost 20 years. The second husband raised her son as his own, but once the son graduated college, they split up. She says she loved him but was never really in love with him and left because she didn't want to spend the rest of her life feeling lukewarm about the man next to her. Now, after her second divorce, she's declared that she would never get married again. She's going to live life for herself and not for a man. She's had a few boyfriends since her divorce, and with everyone I know, she was perfectly clear that she did not want marriage. She's been with her current boyfriend for about 18 months now, and he recently asked me to help him pick out design an engagement ring for her. I have an MFA in design. What's MFA, Kelly? Masters in Fashion?
Master of
Fine Arts.
Fine Arts.
Fine Arts. There you go.
There you go.
Well done, Anna.
Yep.
I have a master's in fine arts and design, which is why he asked me. I flat out asked him, have you two discussed marriage? He believes that even though she says she doesn't want to get married, she really does. What should I do? Should I help him? And whatever happens, happens. Should I talk to my friend? I would hate to ruin a surprise or seem like the unsupportive friend, but I just don't want this to end messy. From Ann.
Just help him design the ring.
Yeah.
Just, women talk all the time about what we want and what we don't want. And there's things you tell yourself, like when I wasn't in a relationship and I hadn't had a child at a certain point in life, I'm like, I don't want a child anyway. I'm loving my life. And there's a lot of things we tell ourselves in the moment because maybe you feel it in that moment until the right person comes along. So please do not ruin this for her.
Mm-hmm.
I am begging you because I had friends ruin it for me.
What's their names?
Messy.
Not this
Name 'em.
engagement, but my first engagement.
Name
Yeah.
'em.
I was like disgusted. I'm like, you cannot let me have that.
Just one little surprise.
You can't let me have that.
Yeah.
That's semi-evil.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
semi-evil. That's jealousy. That's
Selfish.
competitiveness. That's I want what you have, and I'm going to ruin it.
Are you still
There is
friends
some
with that person?
deep-seated stuff there when you ruin another woman's engagement.
Are you still friends with that
Yeah,
person?
I was going to ask.
Not really, no.
Not really.
Name
See,
'em.
it can ruin a friendship.
No, it's just what is your purpose of that?
Right. And
They're
they
so excited. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I had to tell you. Really,
That's even worse.
really.
So
and do you
Because
think
somebody asked for help.
and typically us guys when we're getting ready to propose, it's because we've had some sort of conversation or we've been down that road with our girlfriend
We're
where
talking future.
yeah, where you're talking future and you're like, okay,
Making plans together.
when we're married maybe was said or something along the lines where it clicked in our heads, we're like, okay, this is going to be my wife.
Yeah.
And they probably had that for him to be thinking that way, right?
And Kelly, how did you react in the moment when your friend told you?
I was just my
Were you like,
body,
"Oh, great"?
I just sank. My
Oh,
heart sank. I
okay.
was like, why did you tell me that?
Thanks a lot.
Why did you tell me that?
I
I didn't know if you
cannot
tried to
believe
put
that.
on like a fake
Well, I
smile. like,
didn't.
"Oh
I
my
never
gosh."
let him know, and he
Yeah.
might be listening. I don't know, but that's
I'm
my
so
first
sorry,
one.
Wow.
Kelly.
This one. Yeah, it was just really disappointing. Really disappointing.
Yeah.
And so please don't say anything. And if she says no, that's on them.
Yeah. Ain't
Yeah.
your business.
That's on them.
Exactly.
Ain't
It's
your
their relationship. You're helping a guy out. There you go.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kelly, you are the love expert.
I am.
I need advice on the miscommunication that me and my husband keep having.
Oh boy.
So we just moved into our new house, and he's always doing something outside of the house, putting up a fence, cutting down a tree, laying mulch, etc.
What a
Ooh.
stud.
Yeah, my
I'm
dude.
turned
What?
on
My
just hearing
dude.
that.
What a man.
That could not possibly be a problem
I
here.
would marry him.
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, I'm taking care of our 4-year-old. My husband thinks that him doing that work on the house and land is his way of showing that he loves me.
It is.
Yes.
Love language.
But that does not make me feel loved at all.
Oh, no.
We've
you
had a
didn't.
conversation about it, and we just keep missing the point. I know that the work has to be done. Do I just accept that this is his way of showing love? Love you, love the show, love the podcast.
That's
What do
his
you
love
want?
language.
What do you want? What is your love language? I mean, he's flat out showing you and telling you, and just because, I mean,
He's nesting in a guy way.
I love that. I think that's sexy that he does that.
I
That's,
bet he has a tool belt.
He
but I mean, what is your
And
love
work
language? Is it
shoes.
that you need to be touched? Do you need more physical connection? Is it that you like gifts? I mean, what's the other one?
And those-
Words of affirmation,
Touch.
gifts, quality time,
Quality time's
and
good.
acts of service. Is there more
This
than
is-
4?
There's
You
6.
said the other one.
Quality time, words of
Touch.
affirmation.
Anyway, I mean,
Give him a hint.
Acts of service.
You can hear you hear him telling you that, and it's not enough for you. I mean, I don't know. I think women put more into this than men do. He's like, I'm doing everything I think I can.
Yeah.
If it's quality time,
Yeah.
then just say, hey, are you demonstrating that to him? Say, I got us a babysitter. We're going out, and I've made dinner reservations, and we're going on a date night.
I think that's what she wants him to do. Like, she wants
Yeah.
flowers and a day and to cuddle.
If it's words of affirmation, I'm afraid you might just be screwed on that, because how do you really want to force a man to speak to you in your love language? I don't know. There is a book about the love languages. I've never read it. Maybe there is a way, maybe there's some tips in there to get your partner to speak to you in the language that you want. I don't know what that is. But he's probably beating his head against the wall every time you come to him. I don't feel loved. And he's like, I'm showing I love you
Right.
every day. What
Yeah.
else can I do? So
In my
he's
way.
frustrated. But at least y'all know. I don't know. I wish you would have told us what your love language is.
That would have been a lot easier. Do you know Alan's love language?
Alan loves to feel appreciated, so he loves words of affirmation.
Affirmation.
And
I
I'm
think a lot of
really
guys are
bad
like that.
about
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
I have to really remember that. And for me, it's acts of service. When he
Oh.
does anything,
So you would
for
be
me,
fine with this right here.
without me having. And it's like that with my children too. It's like, do I really have to ask somebody to take out the garbage? Do I? When y'all have done this balancing act on the top of the trash can because nobody wants to take the time.
Take the initiative.
But Kelly,
That shows me that you love me and you care about me. But
Yeah.
they don't know that.
it's 14 steps to the other side of the kitchen through the garage door to put the trash in. It's
That's
too
so
far.
far.
It's
Have
so
you-
far.
And my
Have
knee
you
hurts.
ever gone to see how long you could go without taking out the trash to see who?
Oh yeah,
Everybody
it's
has.
disgusting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it gets nasty.
It's like when
then you
whenever
give up.
when the pile falls down, that's when you got to take it out.
Right.
And then
Bad.
And stuff starts leaking out of the
yeah,
bag.
it's good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Love letters. Love letters to Kelly. Dear Kelly, you are the love expert.
I try.
My husband and I went through fidelity issues on his end a few years back, but we were able to work through them. I still find myself having flashes of trust issues, but it's not as bad as it was when the first time it happened. Flash forward to recently, my husband downloaded Snapchat because a female acquaintance wanted to show him something on there.
Bruh.
She is young
No, she
and
is.
beautiful.
Was it a butt?
Was it some?
Is it a butt? Why would you say
That's the only thing you show on Snapchat, probably.
Save that, by the way. It's a little late, but save that.
She is young and beautiful, and they talk for a long periodically time. He has given her his phone number, but they mainly talk in Snap now.
Worse.
He also commented beautiful on one of her pictures, and I saw it and confronted him. He said it wasn't what it looked like. I asked him to delete Snap, and he refuses.
Sorry, big
What?
dog.
What should I do?
We're on your
I just
side.
wonder, why are y'all how long have they been together? Did it say why are y'all together?
It's her husband.
So he can't have female friends?
On Snapchat, where it disappears?
I mean,
Excuse
why,
me,
why do you need to have
beautiful
it on where
female
it
friend.
disappears?
and it's not just
Hey.
one incident of infidelity because you said the first time, so that
Right.
implies multiple times, at least 2.
Right.
And I'm like, why are y'all still together? I don't understand that. I
Talking
understand
fantasy
if somebody
football
cheats
strategy.
and they feel extreme
Yeah.
remorse and they work hard to earn your trust and prove to you that you're the only one in my life. I do believe marriages can survive.
It can.
But
He
it's
doesn't
like,
need
what are y'all
Snapchat.
doing? This is
What if
ridiculous.
The other woman has self-esteem problems, and he's
First
just
of all,
trying to build her up.
This is ridiculous.
They have each
He's-
other's phone number. They can have a conversation on the text. What'd she call him?
Hey, Roy. It's Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
I know we have each other's phone number, but I really need to show you something.
Oh, really? Is it a butt?
Yes. I need you to download Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
I'm
No
going to
problem.
show you there only, okay? So your
No.
wife can't see.
No problem.
Oh, she
Okay.
just sent it. She just sent it.
Did you get it?
Beautiful.
I know. That's my
Is
butt.
it a butt? Is it a butt? So I don't understand. I guess the older I get, I just don't want chaos. A lot of times people thrive on the drama. It makes you feel excited. There's they love the jealousy and the back and forth stuff. But I'm like, that is just too much. I like coming home to peace. I like not worried that my man's out somewhere snapping with somebody else. I just like having that.
What's their
I
snap
love that
streak?
peace.
Oh my gosh, I bet they have the fire emoji.
That's not
I
good.
don't even know.
You should not have a fire emoji snap
So the
streak
advice,
with anybody.
The advice is,
And
Kelly.
my advice is, why are y'all still together? I mean, this is ridiculous. Y'all, you don't. There's no trust there. The trust has been broken. He's broken it more than once. I don't know what you're doing. Are you innocent in all this? I don't know. I just don't know why y'all bother.
Yeah, that's
Was
a
My
rough one right
advice is, why are y'all bothering?
We
What
have
is
your
there
back.
to save here?
there. You should not have that.
Was he wrong when he commented beautiful? Was it not beautiful? Okay.
It might have been beautiful, but again, he's married.
When you've cheated on your spouse more than once, and you're like, "But I'm not doing." I mean, I'm going to keep
Yeah. And
chatting. I mean, that's
actively.
ridiculous.
Hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Great advice from our love expert. The podcast, Love Letters to Kelly, the podcast drops this morning with Kelly Raspberry. If you want to write her, loveletterstokelly.com is where you can do that. And we do this on Mondays and Wednesdays here on the show, and you can go catch up with all the podcasts that have dropped. There's so much advice out there for you to pick up, Kid Nation.